Yes. So the first question is identify the image and select the correct answer. So in this image, so what can you find? So if you take blood cells, so blood cell will be a concave shape, right? So they are spherical in shape, so they are not obviously they are not blood cell. So if you take ovum, that is different. So ovum will be it's like, and so they have the different layers like zona pellucida, coronary areata, etc. Okay, so that is different. So nerve cell, so nerve cell is different. So they have this dendrite, axon. Now, yes. So now it's clear that the answer is bone cell. Second question: which of the following scientists coined the term protoplasm? So, so in this, Robert Brown was like he discovered nucleus. Okay, Anton von Leeuwenhoek he discovered microscope. Okay. So Schleiden and Swan, so they discover, so they are well known for cell theory. So the answer will be Purkinje. So Purkinje is the person who discovered protoplasm. Next question will be, which two organelles have their own DNA and ribosomes? So, so like mostly the DNA is present in nucleus. Ribosomes will be either in free form or endoplasmic reticulum. So which they're asking like which particular cell organelle have both DNA and nucleus inside their own organelle. So they have their own DNA and ribosomes. So if you take endoplasmic reticulum, yes, they have ribosomes, but they don't have DNA. If you take lysosome, they don't have DNA, either DNA, they don't have this ribosomes on them. So what about Golgi apparatus and vacuole? Because they both doesn't have DNA and ribosomes. Ribosomes, nucleus, okay. So B is not the correct answer. The answer will be B. Mitochondria and plastids. So they both have their own DNA along with ribosomes. As this mitochondria plays important role in energy production, so they has their own DNA and ribosomes as they require for the protein synthesis. The fourth question. So they're asking the incorrect option after absorbing the image. So you have to select incorrect option. Okay. First, you have to find what is select. You have to identify the image. What is that? So this image is very clear that it's mitochondria. It's mitochondria. Okay. So mitochondria. So okay, we'll see. Like based on the mitochondria, we'll see the sentence. So it is also called powerhouse of cell. Yes, it's the correct statement regarding mitochondria. It generates adenosine triphosphate. Yes, ATP. ATP in the form of energy. Yes. So third one will be so they have their own DNA and lack ribosomes. Got it. So it's a clue from the previous question. Yes. So they have their DNA and also ribosomes. But here they have given they lack ribosomes. No, it's not correct. It's wrong because they have DNA and ribosomes. But in this option B, they have given it as so they lack ribosomes. So that's not correct. So if you take this fourth option, D option, the outer membrane is, everyone knows that mitochondria has two layers. So there are two membranes, outer membrane and inner membrane. Outer membrane is porous, they have pores, and inner membrane will be having different foldings. Okay, so they are asking the outer membrane is porous. Yes, of course. So the statement is correct. So the correct option will be, because the question asked is select the incorrect option. So in that case, option B is correct. Fifth question, select the incorrect option regarding the image given below. First, you have to find what is this image. So if you closely see that image, not endoplasmic reticulum, because endoplasmic reticulum have rough and smooth one. So they don't have so they are not endoplasmic reticulum. Instead, so they are Golgi apparatus. Because Golgi apparatus, they have both vesicles and sacs. They have flattened sacs and vesicles. So it is very clear that the picture given here is Golgi apparatus. Now we will find out the incorrect option regarding Golgi apparatus. Okay. First, we will read the first option. Consist of membrane-bound vesicles. Yes, they consist of membrane-bound vesicles. Second one, arranged parallel to each other in stacks called cisternae. I told you, right? So the stacks, the flattened stacks are called as cisternae or cisterns. Third one, this material synthesized near ER is packaged and dispatched. So first of all, so you have to know what is the function of Golgi apparatus. The function of Golgi apparatus is process, package, and delivers protein and other substances to various parts. Okay? That is the work of Golgi apparatus. So if you see that, if you take this D option, the function is excretion. No, that's not correct. Because excretion is not the function of Golgi apparatus. Instead, the excretion is the process of lysosome. I mean, the waste, the unwanted cellular contents, like the waste parts, like which are things which has to be disposed, that will be excreted in lysosomes. Okay, so not Golgi apparatus. So the function is excretion and storage. Storage also, like vacuole's work is storage. Golgi apparatus work is not storage. So their work is process, package, and deliver the substances. Okay. So the fifth one, correct option will be D. Sixth one, the Golgi apparatus is removed from the cell. Which function will be directly affected? Okay. So there is a clue. Okay, so you can write it as like, so if the Golgi apparatus, first to find this answer, so you have to know what is the function of Golgi apparatus. As I told you, the function of Golgi apparatus will be processing, packaging, and delivering. Okay. So So if the Golgi apparatus is removed from the cell, so any one of these process will get affected. So we'll see the Golgi apparatus removed. So just they are indirectly asking what is the function of Golgi apparatus. Okay. So you can say photosynthesis. No. Photosynthesis is work of chloroplast, that is plastics. Metal production. Because this is the work of mitochondria. Okay, so like if the Golgi apparatus is removed, the ATP production won't get affected because it's not the work of Golgi. Okay. So if you take this packaging and transport of proteins, yes. Okay. So if you take this last, we'll see the last option also D. The protein synthesis is done by ribosomes. So the correct option will be D. Golgi apparatus is removed from the cell. Packaging and transporting of proteins will get affected. Got it? Seventh question. The plasma membrane is selectively permeable. Reason will be it allows all substance to move freely in and out of the cell. So if you take plasma membrane, everyone knows, like we have studied in the lower classes, like plasma membrane is selectively permeable. That means it will allow only selected particles. Like it won't allow everything, right? Because they are like selectively permeable or semi-permeable. Okay. So if you take this assertion, the plasma membrane is selectively permeable. Yes, correct. But reason it allows all substance to move freely in and out of the cell. No, it's not correct. So the option will be C. Assertion is true, reason is false. Eighth one. So the following statement is all correct. Okay. So they have given different statements, four statements. Okay, we have to find where like which statement is correct. It can be a single statement or it can be more than a single statement. Okay. We'll see. Cell wall is present in both plant and animal cells. Ribosomes are site of protein synthesis. Nucleus controls the activities of the cell. Mitochondria is responsible for photosynthesis. We have to check. So whether first one, cell wall is present in both plant and animal cells? No, because it is absent in animal cell. Cell wall is not present in animal cell. They are present in plant cell. Apart from plant cell, they are present in bacterial cell, okay, fungal cell. Okay, fine. So those and all they possess cell wall, but animal cell they don't have cell wall. So the first statement is not correct. Ribosomes are the site of protein synthesis. Yes, correct. Because ribosomes are the site of protein synthesis. Whether it's correct? Yes, correct. Because ribosomes are they play important role in protein synthesis. Without ribosome, protein synthesis doesn't occur. Third one, nucleus. So the second statement will be correct. Nucleus controls the activities of the cell. Of course, nucleus is the control center of the cell, right? So it will like manage all the cellular activities inside a cell. Act like a manager for any place. Okay, it act like a principal, head of institution, like we can say. So nucleus will control all other activities inside the cell. And also the specialty thing about nucleus is they contain the genetic material. Yes. So like it will be more like developed in eukaryotes, but it's not developed in prokaryotes. Okay. So these are things about nucleus. Anyway, this third statement is correct. Mitochondria is responsible for photosynthesis. No. Why? Because mitochondria is responsible for energy production. That is ATP synthesis. So then who is responsible for photosynthesis? Plastids, chloroplast. Okay. So only the two options, second option and the third option is correct. So option A. Next one, the type of cell division that reduces the chromosome number by half is meiosis. Okay, so meiosis is otherwise called as reduction cycle. Okay, so thing is why not other options? Mitosis. So they help in cell division. Cell division. So one cell will divide into two. So that will be done by mitosis. Okay. So in case of this mitosis, so what are the things like it happens during the cell growth, during repair. If any cell got wounds, if you're getting any wounds in your hand, legs, whatever, okay. So that's the skin cells will repair. Okay, the wound, the healing process will take place. The cells will repair. New cells will be formed. So in that process, that healing process includes this mitosis. Okay, and also some recycling process or rejuvenation. That means, like for example, if you take this blood cells, RBC, 120 days. So they have the lifespan of 120 days. After every 120 days, this RBC has to be recycled. So they after their lifespan, new RBCs will get rejuvenate. Okay. Likewise, we have different cells like skin cells, bone cells, everything. Okay, they have different lifespan. Bone cells and all like they have 10 years. Okay. So those who like in all these events like growth, repair, and rejuvenation, this mitosis takes place. So it doesn't have any role with chromosomes. To take my binary fissions, so also mitosis only. Binary fission happens in the process of mitosis. Amitosis, amitosis, nothing but no cell division. A means absent. Okay. So this meiosis, it helps in reduction of chromosome number. So in case of human, so we have 23 pairs, that is 46 chromosomes in human. So if we take during this gametogenesis process, okay, this 46 chromosome will be divided into half to form 23 chromosomes. So it happens in both in male and also female. Okay. So in male, there will be 23, only 23 chromosome. In female, there are only 23 chromosomes. So when during the fertilization, these 23 will combine to form 46 chromosomes. So the offspring will be having 46 chromosomes. So this reduction process is done by the process called meiosis. So the correct answer will be meiosis. Okay. 10th question. So they've asked consider the following statements. They have given different statements and they have asked you to find which of the statements are correct. Okay, we'll see. Endoplasmic reticulum helps in intracellular transport. Yes. So because after the production happens in if you take this RER helps in protein synthesis. SER helps in lipid synthesis. So only after the production of protein and lipids, those components will be taken by Golgi apparatus. So first it has to produce something, like it has to produce this protein, lipids and all. Only then this Golgi apparatus will carry it. Yes, so they helps in intracellular. Anyway, they don't play a direct role, but they help in intracellular transport. First statement is correct. Second, Golgi apparatus helps in packaging of materials, of course. So because the Golgi apparatus works with process, package, and transport. What about this third one? Vacuoles are absent in plant cells. No, vacuoles are present in plant cells because vacuoles play important role in plant cell than animal cell. Yes, as there is more water retention will be there in plant cells. Vacuoles are necessary to maintain the turgor pressure. Okay, so in fact, these vacuoles are larger in size in plant cell when compared to animal cell. Okay, so this third option is not correct. It's false statement. Okay, the fourth one, chloroplasts are the site of photosynthesis. Yes. So they help in, so they like the chloroplast is the place where the photosynthesis takes place. So the correct options will be 1, 2, 4. So here option A. Okay, the 11th one, which of the following meristem is responsible for increase in the height of plant? Okay, so they are asking like which meristematic tissue is responsible for increase in the height of the plant. So if you take, so like okay, they are given a picture here. Second, next question. So you can see, so the first A will be apical meristem. So it is present in the tip of a plant. Okay. So that's why this apical meristem mainly responsible for the increase in the height of a plant. Okay. Whereas this intercalary meristem, lateral meristem and all, so they are this lateral meristem, they helps in the increase of like the girth of the stem or root. So that is the role of lateral meristem. Intercalary meristem is present in the nodes and internodes. That's why they are helpful in the lateral growth of a plant. Like the sideways growth of a plant can be determined by the intercalary meristem. So what about the secondary xylem? So the secondary xylem is not a meristematic tissue, first of all. So that's why that option won't be applicable here. So the correct option will be apical meristem. That helps in the increase of height of plant. 12th question. Which part is responsible for the girth of stem or root? So we know like in the previous question we discussed that the lateral meristem helps in the girth of stem, right? So where is it? Like we have to know the location. So this is apical meristem. This is intercalary meristem. And this one is lateral meristem. So we all know that the lateral meristem plays important role in the increase of girth and girth of stem and root, right? So the lateral meristem is nothing but option like the part B. So the correct option will be B. 13th question. Which of the following statement is incorrect regarding stomata? So you know stomata, right? Stomata is present in the leaf, so which helps in transpiration and exchange of gases and all. Yes. So they're asking the incorrect statement regarding stomata. So first one, if you take the small, like the first option will be small pores in epidermis of leaf. Yeah. Like definitely like stomata is the small pores present in the leaves. So the first option is correct. We take this B option. Stomata are enclosed by guard cells, yeah, of course. So you know the picture of the stomata, right? This is the guard cells. Okay. So the opening and closing of the stomata will take place. Yes. So this guard cells is the like so they are the shaped. This is the stomatal apparatus. So they are enclosed by guard cells. Okay. So the whole part is called as stomatal apparatus. Transpiration takes place through stomata. Of course, stomata's work is transpiration, that is water loss, and like one more process, one more function is gaseous exchange. Yes, so that is also correct. So we'll see option D. Guard cells are spherical in shape. No, the guard cells are kidney-shaped organ. Yes, they are bean-shaped or kidney-shaped organs, so they are not spherical in shape. So according to this question, which of the following statement is incorrect? Option D is incorrect. Okay. 14th question. Which of the following connective tissues connects muscle to bone? Yes. So if you take this ligament, it connects bone to bone. If you take this cartilage, it doesn't connect anything, it's a soft bone. Tendon, it connects muscle to bone. Areolar tissue is different, that like it's present in the spaces between two organs. Got it? So the correct option will be tendon. Tendon is connected, like it connects bones and muscles. 15th question. So they've asked to select the correct statement by observing the below image. Yes. So we'll see. So first we have to know what it is. We have different parts they have shown. You have to find which parts. Yes. Start from V. So this V part is phloem parenchyma. Okay. So what is this X? X is C plate. So this Y companion cell. Okay. So this W is C tube. Okay. So this Z is also same thing. C plate. So we'll see what about this options. We'll read the option and we'll relate it. Okay. So the first one, A, there are like W has unperforated walls. Okay. So which is W here? C tube. Okay. Definitely the sieve tube and sieve plate. So they have perforations. Perforation means what? Pores. Okay. They have perforations, definitely. Why? Because they helps in transport. Only if there is perforations, the transport of food will take place that can be distributed to all parts. Like phloem's work is right, so they transport all the food particles. Yes. So they're told like W has unperforated walls. No, it's wrong. Okay. So if you take the like second option, W has nucleus. No, because so we have studied that C tube doesn't have nucleus. Instead, like this companion cell have nucleus. With the help of that nucleus, the C tube is utilized. Okay. So now we will see the select B option is wrong. We'll see the C option and D option. So they asked Y supports W with the help of nucleus, or D option W supports Y with the help of nucleus. Actually, who supports who? Companion cell supports seed tube with the help of nucleus, right? Yes. So the correct. So what is that? See, like companion cell is Y, seed tube is W. Who supports who? Y supports W with the help of nucleus. Got it? See, that is companion cell supports seed tube with the help of nucleus. So the correct option will be C. 16th question. Assertion. They are given like xylem and phloem are called complex permanent tissue. Reason, both are made up of more than one type of cells that work together to perform a common function. So as you know, so this permanent tissue, there are two types of permanent tissue. One is simple permanent tissue and one is complex permanent tissue. Okay. So if we take simple permanent tissues, nothing but they include this parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. So what is simple permanent tissue first of all? Because so the simple permanent tissue is that they are made up of same type of cells that perform function, like the same function. Okay. If we take this complex permanent tissue, They are made up of different type of, like more than one type of tissues or cells, okay, so that can perform same function. Okay, so they're asking xylem and phloem are called complex permanent tissue. Of course, they belongs to complex permanent tissue because the simple permanent tissue they doesn't involve the xylem and phloem, so they involve parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. To take this complex permanent tissue, they are nothing but they are made up of more than one type of cells that work together to perform a common function. Yes. So the correct option will be A because assertion is also correct. Reason is also correct. Okay. So whether the reason explains the assertion, yes, yes, definitely it explains the assertion. As they are made up of more than one type of cells, so that's why it's called as complex permanent tissue. Okay, that is the definition actually. 17th question. Assertion. Cardiac muscles are voluntary in nature. Reason. They contract and relax rhythmically throughout life without conscious control. First one, the assertion. So this word is wrong for cardiac muscle. Why? Because cardiac muscle is not voluntary, right? Voluntary means so which is under our control. We can control that. So if you want to walk, yes, like only if you think you want to walk there, you can walk. If you want to take that particular like pen is there in the table on the table, like you're taking that pen, yes, only if you decide you will take. Somebody calls you, you're turning your head and just answering them. So they are voluntary actions because they are under your control. The involuntary actions are not under your control. Okay. If you take this cardiac muscle is nothing but it's related to heart. Made up present in heart. Okay. So this cardiac muscle, okay, they are not voluntary. They are involuntary. Whether it obeys our words, whether we are saying like, hey, stop for some time, just take rest. Heart, don't work for some time. Take some rest. Whether it hears or it obeys for our words, whether it's under our control, no. So they are not voluntary. They are involuntary. So assertion is wrong. We'll see about reason. They contract and relax rhythmically throughout life without conscious control. Yes, of course. So it's the exact thing. Like that is the fact. They contract and relax throughout life without conscious control means like without our control. So the answer is D. Assertion is false. Reason is true. 18th one. So they have asked to find out the picture which is given in the question. Find out the correct epithelial tissue. Okay. So we take the squamous epithelial tissue. No, they are flat. We'll see the C1, cuboidal. So they are cuboid in shape. Okay, ciliated means they have to have some like small, minute hair-like structures. Okay, whether anything like whether they are flat in structure, no. They are cuboidal in structure, no. So if it is case of like ciliated, whether they have small, minute hairs, no. This columnar is nothing but they are pillar, like the cells will be pillar-like structure. So whether this particular picture shows a pillar-like structure cells, yes. The answer will be B, columnar epithelial tissue. Name the below diagram. So they have asked to, again, there are one more picture diagram question. Again, one more picture question. Yes. Okay. So definitely it's a muscle. So they are given the clue in the option itself. It's a muscle. Okay. So can you find which kind of muscle it is? Yes. So if you take this muscular tissue now, so you can see very well, like there is some stripes, like some band-like thing there now. So definitely it will be skeletal muscle. Okay. So skeletal muscle will have some bands, striations will be there. Okay. Striation means like they have some rows like thing will be there. No, it's not there. So So it's definitely not a skeletal muscle and not a striated muscle also, because striated muscle is another, otherwise called a skeletal muscle. So not A or B. What about this cardiac muscle? Cardiac muscle, they have more striations in that. So like it's more lines, like segments, things will be there in cardiac muscle. So it doesn't look like a cardiac muscle. So the correct option will be smooth muscle. 20th question. Which of the following statements are correct about sclerenchyma tissue? Yes, so you know the sclerenchyma tissue is like it belongs to the simple permanent tissue, right? The sclerenchyma is present in the dead parts of a plant or a tree. So we'll see what are like based on the like they are more thickened cell walls in their cell, and they don't have much flexibility. They are more rigid. Okay, we'll see what are the options will come like it applicable for sclerenchyma tissue. Yes, cells are dead at maturity. Because they are dead. Because they are present in dead cells, they are very hard. So first statement is correct. Cell walls are thickened due to lignin. Yes, the sclerenchyma has lignin. The cell wall in the sclerenchyma has lignin. So if you take this parenchyma, they are made up of cellulose. This if you take this collenchyma, so they are made up of pectin, cellulose, and all. So they don't have lignin in that. But in case of sclerenchyma, they have lignin in their cell wall. That's why they are hard in nature. Okay, so cell walls are thickened due to lignin. Of course, the second statement is correct. Provides flexibility to plant parts. No, they don't provide flexibility. Instead, they provide rigidity. Okay, so third option is false. Fourth one, found in coconut has seed coats. Yes, I told you right. So as it is present in the dead parts of plants, they're present in very hard areas. Like coconut has seed coats, dry fruits, nuts, a tree's bark, everything. Like wherever the hard parts are present in a tree or a plant, they consist of this sclerenchyma. So fourth statement is correct. Found in coconut husk and seed coats. So which are the statements are correct? 1, 2, and 4. So option A. Got it?